Okay. Good morning, people. So, yeah, a lot of going on this week. A lot of going on. I think that's going to be going on for this week and the next week, especially Election Day. So we have Lil Wayne that takes a picture with Trump, saying that he finally got a chance to go over the platinum plan with him and that everything went good. I mean, this is all going on social media. This happened yesterday, and yeah, of course, it's getting some backlash. It just seems like whenever you voice your opinion, you're always going to get backlash. And I have to remember that, because, we focus a lot on hip hop over here. As I said before in previous videos, we don't really try to dip and dive into politics too much. But as you can see here, how we have these rappers that are voicing their opinion and it seems like it's influencing a lot of people. You can see how hip hop and politics coexist. So that's why I feel that there is a necessary need for this show. So Lil Wayne goes on Twitter and posts this picture with Trump, where some people, I would say, probably agree with it and think that it's something that needs to be done. And then a lot of people, especially in the hip hop community, are, having their say about it. So he goes on Twitter to say, just had a meeting with Donald Trump besides for what he's done so far with the criminal reform. The Platinum Plan is going to give the community real ownership. He listened to what we had to say today and assured he will and can get it done. It's a nice photo. I don't even think I've seen Lil Wayne smile so hard before. So now 50 Cent goes up and says, I don't think you should have done that. Now, 50 Cent is also one who's also received some backlash from, his support in Trump. It seems that a lot of these rappers and business owners are not agreeing with the Democratic, Biden campaign because of the tax break and that, the taxes will rise about 60 to 62%, which taxes are already kind of ridiculous here in America, I'm sure, as everybody can understand. Then you also had Kanye West, who was, running with Trump as well. But then it seems like he backed out of that because he's running his own independent party. And then you also had, who was it? That rapper? Oh, yeah, Lil Pump. So he goes on and says that he's voting for Trump. So now people are starting to say, are rappers endorsing Republicans? Which is something that's much different from what happened before in the previous years, from 4 years ago and years before that, where rappers were just like really all about the Democrats. And now it seems like they're starting to do a flip here. Now, I do agree with some things that Ice Cube, of course, how could we forget? He was one of the ones that, was one of the first ones that came out in the media and got all this backlash for that. But how can we disagree with Ice Cube and Lil Wayne stating that the reason why they're meeting with Trump is because he is the man that's in power right now and he is the man that can most likely get it done, or the person that they need to speak to get it done. So we go back and we look at some of the old footage of Lil Wayne. I thought that this one was pretty interesting where, we go back about 4 years ago where he was asked a question about what are his thoughts on Black Lives Matter. This was kind of interesting.
What's your thought on Black Lives Matter?
What is it? What do you mean?
The idea was that there's this movement called Black Lives Matter, thinking that the rest of America didn't seem to understand that Black Lives Matter.
It just sounds weird. I don't know that you put a name on. It's not a name. It's not whatever. It's somebody got shot by police and for up reason. I am a young, black, rich. If that don't let you know that America understands Black matter these days, I don't know what it is. Don't come at me with that dumb man.
Yeah, I like how he says that. Don't come at me with that dumb, because it is, this whole Black Lives Matter thing is going back and forth. And let's see, I know that I'm not the only one that thinks this because, I hear what people are saying. I see what y'all saying, and I understand when you come out and you put your theories out there, it's going to get some backlash. It's like, we could do our little, hip hop events or things like that. But, and everybody's going to be like, oh, yeah, that's cool. That's nice. That's great. We could put it in a rap song and people are going to be like, oh, yeah, that's cool. That sounds good. That sounds good. But once you come out and you speak about it in a platform of how we're doing now, that's when all the hate starts coming in. I mean, people, I see that YouTube has changed their platform. Well, I guess this is going across the board on all social media platforms. But man, the white supremacy, the racism, the comments that get deleted, I actually wish that they would let some of these comments ride. I mean, you should have seen some of the comments that I had received for some of the other previous videos that I put out. But YouTube had automatically erased those comments. I actually wanted those comments to go up. But, you know, so people could see how there's another class of people and how they really think. Now, I'm saying something about this Black Lives Matter movement too, as well. That I liked how Lil Wayne brought that up, because I also saw that Hot 97 also did a little talk on this too, as well. It's an interesting thing. I mean, you know, you got two sides. You got some people that represent it. You got some people that say that they don't represent it. You know, you got a bunch of kids, you know, that looks like they're no older than 18 years old, breaking in, looting, and, you know, vandalizing stores and doing things like that and protesting. Doesn't even really look like protests from the last couple of incidents I've seen. It looks like just straight looting. And just because you have a bunch of kids that go out there and shout Black Lives Matter, does that really make them part of the organization? I mean, I could run down the street right now and break into a building and say Black Lives Matter. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm part of the movement. And I know that I'm not the only person that's saying this, because there's a whole bunch of other YouTube videos out there where you have people like myself, black men, African American, whatever you want to call it, saying that were these people part of Black Lives Matter? Or just any riot or looting in for whatever case. So yeah, a lot of interesting things where it seems like politicians are using celebrities to influence their votes. I also enjoyed the part where I saw about how Kamala Harris, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, she wanted to meet with Ice Cube to have a video conference or you know, Zoom call with Ice Cube. And I respect the fact that Ice Cube turned it down, because he said that it was going to be a rally cry where she just wanted a bunch of black celebrities on to talk about, you know, Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube and DL Hughley and a few others, to just speak about, I don't know, the Platinum Plan, or speak about whatever it is that they need to speak about. So I find it really interesting that all these rappers and celebrities are needed to be pulled in for these votes. Now, I get it. It's all endorsing and it looks good for you and all that. Let's look real quick at the Little Pump video. I want to see that. That's a real funny one in some ways.
All I got to say is Trump 2020, bitch. Fuck, I look like paying an extra 33 in tax for Biden, bitch ass nigga. Fuck Sleepy Joe, nigga. Trump 2020, bitch.
Yeah, so he made that clear. He made that clear. Now, the interesting thing is that if you go on social media, and obviously if you talk about your endorsement for Trump, you know, we got these politicians, we got these Republicans, we got other people that are actually out here saying that rappers are Republicans. So my question is this: rappers can't be Republicans? I mean, dude, so if you're in the black community and let's say you're a rapper and you have some influence and you decide that you want to vote Republican, there's something wrong with that? I mean, what kind of reverse racism is that? Like, you're voting Republican? You're a rapper. I don't know. That was really interesting. The other thing that I really enjoyed was when I saw that there was, I believe it was, you know, like I said, hey, we're just out here quoting what's going on in hip hop and what's going on in politics, and especially what's going on in the hood. And like I said, can't nobody tell me that I can't talk about what's going on in the hood, especially with black people. You know what I'm saying? And especially black people either getting killed by cops or their affiliation with the Black Lives Matter movement. You know, I've dealt with my own police brutality in the past, so I have experience in that. I don't need anybody that lives in their suburban areas to come and tell me what I can talk about and what I can do, okay? Because I've experienced this. Have you experienced this? Probably not. You're probably just sitting on your computer or sitting on your phone, just looking at all the shit, and then you want to come and you want to speak on something. But why don't you let us that actually have experienced this, we have the right to speak on this. You can speak your thoughts too, but don't try to shut down our thoughts on these issues, especially those of us that have experienced this for ourselves. The one thing that I did really respect was that I believe there was a Republican candidate for Congress in Georgia who tweeted at Lil Jon saying to Lil Jon and Lil Pump and a other bunch of littles, in supporting our great president, Lil Jon's reply was, "How about F no?" I love that. You tell him, Lil Jon, even though you were on the show The Apprentice from what I saw, which is interesting. Let's not forget that. But yeah, I can completely understand why are all these politicians trying to gather up all these rappers. That's the one thing I just don't understand. I mean, I do understand it, but I don't understand it. You know what I mean? Anyways, yeah, so it looks like if you go and you voice your opinion about this and you voice your opinion about that, just get ready for the backlash, as we can see. Get ready for the hate. Get ready for people to try to, talk to you and say, that's who you're going for. That this is the reason why a lot of people like to keep their thoughts to themselves. And there's only a few of us out there that really don't give up. And we going to let you know how we feel. And it's just interesting how all these memes took across social media with 50 Cent, with Kanye West, and so on and so on. And it's just, yeah, people, it's just interesting times. But hey, if the man wants to sit down with Trump, if he wants to talk to him, if he wants to take pictures with him, let him do what he wants to do. It's not your decision, 50. You want to take a picture with him? Fine, that's on you. But if he wants to go and take a picture with the president, let him take a picture with the president. I mean, after all, at the end of the day, we got 4 days to the election. We're going to see what happens during the election, and that's going to be some interesting things, I think. I feel like it's like getting ready for the Super Bowl, like I said. But as of right now, he is the president. And if Lil Wayne wants to take a picture with him, let him take a picture with him. That's history in the making, and that's all good, man. He's creating history. Let him do what he wants to do.